Not in great numbers, not yet. But that was thanks only to the fact that the remaining gates were still shut. Of course, given the choice, I'd rather not find the other keys. After all, if no one knew where they were, then they couldn't be used to either permanently open or close the gates. But it wasn't like I had a choice. Not anymore. It was either find them or die. Or, when it came to the choice given to me by my father, who was one of the Razik, the rogue Aedh priests who'd helped create the keys, and also the man responsible for having them stolen. Watch my friends die. Azriel isn't at my beck and call, I said, unable to hide the annoyance in my voice. He just wants the keys, the same as you and the council. Not to mention the Razik and my goddamn father. This takes priority over finding the keys. I snorted. Since when? That darkness in her eyes got stronger. Since I walked into my lover's house and discovered his corpse. I stared at her for a moment, seeing little in the way of true emotion in either her expression or her voice. And yet her need for revenge, to rend and tear, was so strong that even through the vidphone I could almost taste it. That sort of fury, I thought with a shiver, was not something I ever wanted aimed my way. Yet, despite knowing it wasn't sensible, I couldn't help saying, I'm betting the rest of the council wouldn't actually agree with that assessment. I think if she could have jumped down the phone line and throttled me, she would have. As it was, she bared her teeth, her canines elongating just a little, and said in a soft voice, You should not be worried about what the rest of the council is thinking right now. The only time I'd stop worrying about the rest of the council was when she achieved her goal of supreme control over the lot of them. Until then, they were as big a threat to me as she was. But I wasn't stupid enough to actually come out and say that to her. Hunting for your friend's killer is going to steal precious time away from the search for... And, she cut in coolly, just where exactly is your search for the keys? Nowhere. That was where. My father might have given me clues for the next key's location, but deciphering those was another matter entirely. We figured it was somewhere in the middle of Victoria's famous Golden Triangle, but given that particular region encompassed more than 9,000 square kilometers of land, that left us with a vast area to explore. It was fucking frustrating, but all Azriel and I could do was keep on searching and hope that sooner or later, fate gave us a goddamn break. It's probably in the same place as your search for my mother's killer. The minute the words left my mouth, I regretted them. Hunter really wasn't someone I needed to antagonize, and yet it was her damn promise to help find my mother's killer that had made me agree to work for her and the council in the first place. And while I'd kept my end of the bargain, she hadn't. For several very long seconds, she didn't reply. She simply stared at me, her expression remote and her eyes colder than the Antarctic. Then she said, voice so soft it was barely audible, Tread warily, Risa dearest. I gulped. I couldn't help it. Death glared at me through the phone's screen, and she scared the hell out of me. I took a slow, deep breath, but it really didn't help ease the sense of dread, or the sudden desire to just give it all the fuck away, to let fate deal her cards and accept whatever might come my way.